everyone, and welcome to the JKA Star Wars Podcast. Just bulldozing right over Brandon. I have no idea what he was going to say. This podcast is brought to you by JKAgear.com. Today on the podcast, we have Matt Gallupo,
Amanda Ulrich,
Brandon Winfrey,
and Kevin Burke.
All right. So today I want to talk about the evil overlord of Star Wars right now, Mickey Mouse. That's my joke.
Oh, God.
Thought about
what
that
a
joke.
misdirect.
I'm kidding, guys. I don't really hate you, Disney. Give me a job if you have one. So, yeah, Disney, and especially with D23 is behind us, and they made some major announcements there about a new Star Wars-themed park.
What?
Right? Thanks, Brandon.
What?
Acting surprised.
What?
That's why we have him on the podcast, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know anything that's ever going on.
Yeah. So, how do we feel about the park, and what attractions do we want to see there? What hypothetical attractions, or what do we actually think is going to be there? Both. I want to hear both.
So they've announced a few things, right?
Announced,
There's a Millennium, a
Falcon.
Falcon.
No, yeah.
That's
No, just
gonna
one
be
of
there.
those. Just Falcon.
Just Falcon.
Yeah, no Falcon.
The Falcon is underneath. It's the shitty version.
That's the fulcrum, right?
Oh, that's the.
I just
That's
thought it was a
physics,
weird Vulcan
guys.
cousin.
All
that'd
right.
be the
Yeah.
center of it that it is steadied on.
All right, we're already off Star Wars. That is
Great.
A minute in, and we're already off Star Wars.
Well done,
Anyway,
everyone.
All right.
Physics and
So,
Star
yeah.
Wars.
There's going to be a Millennium Falcon ride where
That's
supposedly
awesome.
you get to be, in the Falcon.
With
okay.
chess?
Yes.
Wait, by a
with,
ride?
With
Did
chess.
they describe
Guys,
it?
it's just a chess simulator. You just play Star Wars round chess.
Is it holographic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I would
Can you
assume
face a
so.
Wookiee?
Yeah.
No, you don't want to do
Is
that.
it a
Kev.
walkthrough kind of thing or an actual ride?
So it is. It's not a walkthrough. It's not like we were talking about this earlier, but it's not. It's not like Toontown where you walk through the
Got
different places.
I
This is an
also-
actual ride.
Heard the rumor that they were going to take out Toontown, and that's also where they're thinking about building more.
I think it's actually Thunder Ranch. They're kind of building
Oh,
Thunder
I
Ranch, and they
love
bought
Thunder
some new. They bought
I'll
some.
say I
new
heard they bought a
stuff as well.
14-acre new
Yeah.
land parcel
Yeah,
right nearby.
so it's just a whole bunch
Yeah.
of that is turning into
Parcel.
Star Wars. Yeah, there's Millennium Falcon, and then I think you get to see a pitched battle. There's like another attraction where they're saying a pitched battle between the Resistance and
I'm going to guess it's some
the
episode
first,
7
first
stuff.
Order. First Order, what are they called?
The first
Yeah,
order.
the
The first order.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first
Yeah.
order. So those are the things that are confirmed. What do we hope to see?
I have an idea.
Okay, don't share it. Keep it to yourself.
Okay. I'm just. You know how a lot of these places have petting places where you can pet like goats and bigger goats. I want a petting of a tauntaun.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you want to put a person in a suit and then pet him.
Yeah, or just dress up an animal or engineer
Wait,
tauntauns.
Dress up an animal.
Yeah, okay,
What
get a
animal?
big goat
Hold on.
and
What
put
animal?
little
You're
horns
just
on 'em.
obsessed with
Wait,
goats.
goats already have
this
little
is
horns
the
on
third
them.
time he's talked about goats.
Oh my God.
Because I think goats are very amorphic animal. You can make them
What?
anything you want to.
What are you talking
What
about?
would PETA say about you dressing up animals to have at the pet
They're
place?
getting paid, and they're at Disneyland.
Also,
They
there's a
shouldn't
Star
care.
Wars
Brandon,
precedent
are
for...
you paying animals? Stop paying animals.
Well,
you
I'm
don't
not
need to
going to
pay
buy
animals.
them. That's slavery.
Oh my god.
Wait, hold on. Okay, well, first of all,
There were
there's
so many things.
There's
there.
a Star Wars precedent for dressing up animals a different thing. Banthas in the original trilogy were elephants that they dressed up. So Brandon's kind
okay.
of got something
All right.
there.
Exactly where I was going.
That's for a scene, not for a 365-day event where you're making these poor paid animals dress up like costumes.
They're not paid.
Oh,
Who are we kidding?
Oh,
They're not
wait,
paid.
wait, wait.
They get fed.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so other than animal abuse,
Wait,
is there
no,
anything
I
else
didn't
we want to
finish.
see? Oh, okay. So,
Because-
all right. So animal abuse. What else would you like
you
to
have
see?
the tauntauns,
Yeah.
and then you go in, and you can cut open one of the tauntauns and get inside.
It's an interactive exhibit.
It's an interactive.
So
Wait,
why
you
don't-
get
why don't
inside
we
with
make
the
them
goat?
mechanical
Well,
animals?
you get inside of the goat, and then it's a biology anatomy exhibit as well. You know, you look at it's a tauntaun heart. It looks like a little Ewok. You know,
So Star Wars and educational.
yeah, you could dress up a bunch of Shih Tzus as Ewoks, easy.
Shih Tzus.
Shih Tzus.
I have. So, does anybody else have anything but animal abuse?
Yeah,
or
I
is this
got-
just going to be the podcast?
I got an idea.
Okay. thank God.
They already have kind of a go-kart thing, but I think if you had go-kart pod racers,
That
Oh,
that
that's
absolutely.
that sounds like it's a dirt track, so it kind of
Yeah.
looks a little bit like Tatooine, and you're going around on cars you can drive yourself. I think that sounds like the shit
Drive
to
yourself
me.
like Autotopia, but with
but you can drive
pod racing.
yourself.
So it's on a track. Well, I don't know. What do you mean drive yourself?
I want to drive my own pod racer.
Like you do on
I feel like like Autotopia. where
Oh, you
it's
do? I
little
thought you were
bit
on
of
a track for that.
You are a
Well,
little bit
you're-
on a track,
you're
but
on
you
a
get to
track, but
you
you're
get to
still
choose if you're
controlling the
going
speed and-
forward.
I want to know if
or
I
stopped.
spin out that I can crash into people. I want the pod racing
So you want like
experience.
pod racing bumper cars.
So you must sign.
But on a track where it's a race and I'm going around
All right,
in a circle.
you need to Disneyfy this, Kevin, because you're just
God.
Yeah,
saying
you're
you
gonna
want
have
to be
sign
in
I
a
up.
won't
real
compromise
pod
my
race.
vision.
Amanda, what about you? Anything?
Let's see. I think it would be pretty cool to.
All right,
On your
I
mic,
didn't mean
girl.
to.
Uh,
Get on your mic.
I don't know. I'm kind of thinking, what about if they had a? I got nothing. I
All
don't
right,
know.
that's fine. That's fine.
I got one
was
for
like,
Amanda.
I'll come
I have
back,
a couple
come back to
things.
me.
Yeah,
You
yeah, no
have one,
problem.
You got
know
one?
it.
You go
Yeah,
first.
for sure, for sure. I mean, that's why I asked the question because
Yeah.
I had an idea. So what I would like to see is the Buzz Lightyear ride in
Yeah.
Tomorrowland where you get to shoot all the little aliens.
You're on a
and stuff.
track where you're
yeah,
shooting
where
around.
you're shooting all that
yeah.
stuff. So imagine that, but you're in like a Millennium Falcon and you're the gunner. So you're the gunner on the Millennium Falcon. It's you and your neighbor are the top and bottom guns on the Millennium Falcon, and you're just like killing stuff.
Matt, why aren't you in your
TIE
T-16
fighters, I guess.
bullseyeing
Oh
Womp Rats?
yeah.
Why aren't you in that?
Womp Rats are too small, Kevin. I need something bigger than that. I'm not that
go
good.
with
They're no
the
more than
spaceship.
2 meters.
Yeah, they're not much bigger than an exhaust port on the Death Star.
What would be the like million-point secret thing that pops up once per ride?
Oh, what's the thing that after you kill
Yeah.
all the other things, it
Yeah,
pops
it's
up?
Secret.
Ooh.
Sarlacc pit or no? What's the
No,
dragon skeleton thing that they see in New Hope?
Darth Vader's severed hand just floating in space.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah. That's an extended universe thing for you extended universe people.
I was gonna
Nerd.
say, that
So
went
no
right
one.
over
That's
my
a thing
head.
for nobody. Okay, moving on. What were you saying? Sarlacc pit?
Yeah. Like you
Oh
face
yeah.
like you end
And
up
then-
going into the
And then if
Sarlacc
you
pit
kill
or
the
something.
Sarlacc pit, Boba Fett pops out, and then you have to
Sure.
fight him.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh, I thought
See?
you were going somewhere different where it's like a Sarlacc pit full of balls as another attraction.
Oh, just a ball pit. You get to jump in the Sarlacc
I
pit.
think they used to have a ball pit in Toontown at one point, like next to.
There you go. Put some teeth on it and
Yeah,
you're good to go.
and then
But
it's
I
and,
Sarlacc
a,
think
pit.
and a
I-
dead Boba
I'm-
Fett at the
I'm
bottom.
pretty sure that got removed really fast, though.
Yeah, pretty
believe that.
diseased.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
a lot of disease.
people poop in those.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, I
Brandon,
know.
did you poop in one?
Yeah,
Not on
How
purpose
do you know
ever,
this?
and not recently. Within like the last 2 years.
Brandon accidentally
Great.
pooped in a ball pit, guys.
Great.
JKA Podcast for
All right, I
all
got-
your Brandon poop stories.
You're not
I
going to
got
get them
plenty of
anywhere
them.
else.
You got one?
I think I got one.
Okay, we can go back to you now?
Yeah.
All right, go for it.
So I'm thinking maybe one like Indiana Jones,
All right.
where it's all mechanical and you're driving
Yeah.
through, and it is based in.
It seems like you just thought of Indiana Jones.
I just
Cool
think
ride.
Indiana Jones is cool,
Well, like,
and we
okay,
can do something with it.
I'll pick it up. Indiana Jones, but a speeder. So a speeder instead of a truck. So now we're doing a speeder, and then combine it also with like Splash Mountain or something. So now we're getting all the environmental effects.
And it's sand.
Of yeah. So
Ooh.
like sand,
That's
fog,
that
all
was
that,
my
all that
second
cool
idea.
stuff. What was it?
Was like
Splash
an
Mountain?
environmental walkthrough where you get to walk around in Dagobah, in Hoth, in Tatooine, where it's kind of like they like have like a superheated room and it's super sandy, so it's like Tatooine. And you kind of I don't know what the ride actually is. I just want to walk
And, like,
around in those places.
I'm not
Genosha
gonna
is
lie,
the thing
that
with-
was where I was thinking of
fire.
at first, but then I kept thinking of Star Tours, and I was like, it's kind of similar
Yeah.
because you are
But you get to walk
exploring
around
those
in it.
ones at that
So,
point. So that's
sure.
where my mind kept going. I was like, I want to explore all the worlds. And then when I would go to say it, I was like, wait, that's
yeah,
Star Tours. So
which
we
I
got
think it's
that
hard.
figured
Like
out.
the two they have right now, the Millennium Falcon ride, and then like watching the two sides fight. That sounds very Star Tours to me. It sounds like they haven't
Yeah.
broken the Star Tours box. So to break the Star Tours box, I think we need to replicate everybody's favorite Disney ride. It's a Small World.
No,
So we're gonna do It's a Small World. But
In the
like with
canteen?
Galaxy and the Cantina song, just dun, 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 just for hours
Yeah.
as you go through all the different
No.
planets. What do you
And-
mean no?
And
You
No.
certain
ride
parts
that.
of the
No.
park do serve alcohol, so maybe we should include that in that area.
Blue milk?
Just get blue milk and Baruz blue milk.
all the blue milk.
Well, blue milk's not alcoholic. We need to get
Oh.
some death sticks. I don't know.
I've-
Or I guess it
I've
could
You
be
don't wanna send me
alcoholic.
I've
death
seen some
sticks.
recipes of
Would they
alcoholic
include
blue milk.
alcohol?
Yeah,
All right.
White Russian, Blue Russian, I guess.
What?
There's no Russians in Star Wars.
Well, there could be.
Okay. Fine point.
Great.
Fine point.
Why not?
So going
So-
to the Indiana Jones ride, I'm hoping for the Millennium Falcon ride, they have an animatronic Harrison Ford who stands outside of it because they already have the models made, which leads me to my best idea I've ever had, and that's Harrison Ford Land. where it's just other Harrison Ford movies with animatronic versions of him as you go through rides based on those movies, like an Air Force one. Who wouldn't want that?
The Fugitive, where it's him running around.
It's Tommy Lee
everywhere.
Jones chasing you a lot. You could do that.
Sabrina, where he's rich.
You can be rich at Disneyland.
I just wanted to destroy you guys.
Or Witness, it's just a bunch of Amish people staring at you.
Yeah.
Come on. The possibilities are endless
Started out
in Harrison
strong.
Ford land.
It seems like the possibilities aren't endless. I feel like
What
we
are you
got to
talking
the end
about?
of the possibilities.
No.
Yeah, I think Amish was what might have been the end there.
I can American Graffiti, you're in cars.
Okay,
Cars
all right,
driving
and
around.
then, yeah,
There
and
we
then
go.
we're
This
back to
refashioning Cars Land.
yeah, we're back.
But
to
that
Cars
was the
Land.
last idea. That's the last
All right.
one.
You know, I kind of feel like they're going to do the whole park or that area of the park to feel like the different worlds. Like I kind of hope that like right when you walk in, like when
Yeah.
you walk into Tomorrowland, it feels like you're in Tatooine and you get to negotiate prices on your goods.
Yeah, who wants to be on Who wants to be on Tatooine?
Well, it's not going to be from what I understand, it's actually like a whole new world. So it's a
Okay.
new third world that we
Yeah.
haven't seen before, and
Oh,
that's
it's a
not
third
going to
world?
be in episode 7. It's an outer rim world. Yeah, so it's like just this,
gonna
it's not a third world. Well, I guess the outer rim is the third
Poverty
world.
ridden.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
It's
we're on an
it's
outer
fantasy
rim
third
planet.
world.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
and I'm down with that. You know what I do
so
want?
the poverty people are aliens, and nobody
There we
cares
go, it's
about
not
them.
bad. I have an idea.
Okay.
You know they have people dressing up as Mickey and
Yeah.
Doohickey, whatever their names are for Disney.
You couldn't name 2 Disney
Really?
characters.
Yeah, I was gonna say the.
Pluto.
Pluto. Yeah, his dog.
Is that on your mug?
Yeah, it is.
Pluto's on your mug, and you could not name 2
I
Disney
thought his
characters.
name was Wolf. That's on the back. I keep nudging my mic, so sorry if that's feedbacky. But this idea is so great, you won't care. So
We'll
they have those
see.
people dressed up.
Yeah.
I think we have episode 3 Anakin just leering at every little kid that walks by.
So child abuse.
Great.
So we have animal abuse and child abuse
Not child
from
abuse.
Brandon.
It's not it's child murder. Let's call it what it is, and it's only implied.
I like that.
He does
I like
confess,
that. No, he sold me on
so-
it. Child murder.
Well, I just think
Okay.
it'd be funny for the adults, right? If episode 3 Anakin was staring at my little spawn as I was walking around with him,
Oh my
I
god!
would laugh. It'd be funny.
If
How
that's
are-
just the new end to the Young Jedi Academy, you know they have that where they get all the kids up
Yeah.
and start just Anakin comes on at the end, murders all of them. Disneyland, right?
This is a brilliant idea, and
You
also I
paid
think we're learning a lot
$100.
about Brandon's childhood right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. What parks did you go to, Brandon?
We went to the woods a lot.
God damn it. Well, it's your fault for asking, Kevin.
I know.
This isn't
You know what? But I got the answer I
Grew up in
wanted.
Tennessee.
All
What do
right.
you expect?
I got the answer I wanted.
right. So Disney is my segue.
Whoa.
Not only known for its attractions, but its story. Like that's something that I feel like sets Disney parks apart from everything else. Is the story that each attraction sells and the characters associated with them. So, what story do we think this new land is going to tell, if anything, or do we think it's just going to to be rehashing?
Oh, me. I got.
All right, yes,
me-
Kevin, for
me.
raising his hand. You
Thank
guys
you.
could all learn from Kevin.
Y'all can shut up.
Damn it, Brandon.
Can shut up. I think the Millennium Falcon ride should be the Kessel Run.
So rehashing stories. I feel like
I-
you didn't address my question. I
Well,
think you're
okay, it
just-
should be rehashing
just-
stories, but you also asked what
Read
story it
between
should
the
tell.
lines.
Oh, okay,
Read
like
between the
actual do the Kessel
Yeah.
Run. But all right, how so? Take me through it.
So I think that you're okay. So you're boarding it, and I think that you're with Han Solo and Chewie as they make this epic Kessel
Sure.
Run against these other ships. So you have like a again, it is kind of Star Tours-ish in that you're in like
Yeah.
a motion control ride, but you're going through this very cool thing, and I think the Kessel Run is around a black hole, right?
Yeah. That's how they. I guess just a brief pause. The Kessel Run. The how many parsecs?
12.
12 parsecs. That's actually supposed to be the distance from the black hole of Ma. If I'm getting my extended
That
universe
sounds right.
But I forget. So it's the fact that the ship is so fast it can get 12 parsecs away from a black hole and not get sucked in.
Remind me of the Kessel Run. Because
So-
sounds like a cereal.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like the Kessel Run is when Luke asks if she's fast, or Obi-Wan asks if she's fast,
Oh.
and then he's like, is she fast? Is she fast? She's the ship that made the Kessel Run in less than 12 parsecs.
Right.
Parsec is a unit of. We don't need to rehash this. I feel like it's been interneted to death. I feel like all the
Okay,
internet knows
I
about
forgot
it.
about the Kessel
Yeah,
Run.
yeah. So that's what it's from.
Okay.
No, good question for those of you who don't know.
So let's get back to your original question. Do you?
Well, we didn't. Kevin, do you want to finish?
Well, I think that should be the ride. Is him
Racing smugglers.
Yeah, and then say
You
then
get to
you
pick
get
the
to
smuggler ship.
exactly,
And,
and,
like,
then
so
you get the
there's,
Empire
like-
jumps in and he has to like dump his cargo or something. You know,
Sure.
you get some added element like that, like Darth Vader shows up or something.
All right. So I like that. Filling in gaps is kind of
Yeah.
what you're talking about. It's like
Exactly.
taking the Kessel Run that's just one line and kind of filling it in.
Yep.
Kind of like the extended universe used to do, but now we're doing it in a park.
But would it be canon at that point?
So yes, it would be, right? I'm assuming everything now is going to be canon. So
And I
yeah,
think
yeah.
it's already mentioned, so I
Well,
think that, like you
yeah,
said, filling
for
in
sure.
those
Then at
gaps.
So the park's going to
But
be
you
canon.
said the games aren't canon. So it seems
Oh
like they're
yeah,
picking
yeah.
and
Sorry,
choosing.
everything done by Disney is going to be canon. Yeah.
What jerks?
Yeah.
I love them, but
What?
anyways, that's
Sure,
another
yeah.
discussion.
Yeah.
Do you think the park will include stuff on Clone Wars and Rebels?
Oh,
Because they
Ooh,
could. Because
that's interesting.
by
I think
Disney.
right now it's focusing on movies and
Probably
like,
mostly The
everything
Force
around that.
Awakens.
Yeah, Force
Like, you
Awakens
know, like
could be a lot, but
Ahsoka
that's
movie.
interesting.
So then, what you're
If
saying
they
is,
do
do you
that,
think
that'd
it's
be
all
so
be
bad.
it'll all be newer?
I have a
stuff?
feeling it's
And-
going to be newer stuff. Yeah. That they're not going to want to rehash, especially something that old. Also, just because of the associations with the
What's that?
prequels that some people have.
People love Clone Wars. People love Ahsoka.
No,
which
Clone
they should,
Wars
'cause
is
she's
great.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Love
Clone Wars was
Ahsoka.
wonderful. I just think that so much of that world has been filled in. Also, that they're not going to want to fill in more.
I think
Can
they'll use.
Ahsoka be a costume character?
No, that'd be too hot.
All right,
They
well,
all wear
no,
hot
no,
costumes.
Brandon's the last word on this.
I would dress up
So,
as
no
Ahsoka.
Ahsoka.
I would gender bend Ahsoka because she's so amazing.
That was not a
Wow.
question, Brandon.
Yeah,
but
that was-
thank you for volunteering that.
I'm just
Can
saying.
we? We're reinstituting the point system. Brandon, -1 point. Brandon's at a
So
negative
noted.
point.
What am
so,
I at? What
so
am
we
I
can
at?
put that there.
-1.
You're at -1.
Oh, come on. That's better than I usually do, so I'm good with that.
That is so
If you
far.
stop talking,
but
you'll be
the
ahead of any other
podcast
score you've ever
is
gotten.
young.
Not over.
Yeah. So I want to talk about what everybody's favorite subject: business. I want to talk about
Ooh.
just the business of this, and for three people who are not business, I want to say so they're spending a lot of money on this park.
Which one of us is
think,
business?
I think none
Which
of us.
one of us is
Oh, did I do my
business?
math wrong? Oh, that's for
What do you mean
that's,
you do your math wrong? This
that's
isn't
for-
math.
That's for the home viewers to decide.
Wow.
We'll just
yeah.
cut Kevin
You
out of the
miscounted
entire
the
episode.
men.
All right, I will take a minus point for that. I will give
Oh.
myself
Oh my God, they're
-1 point.
tied?
Yeah.
Good.
I'm-
Wow, you're tied with Brandon.
I'm super upset about this.
Oh my god.
We've lived together too long.
That's the problem. But no, so the business side of it, they're right now, I think they're spending, I don't know if they're all spending this on the Star Wars park, but like close to $1 billion.
Wow.
So that can buy a few movies, right?
Holy
so why
smokes.
are we seeing all this put into a park with a limited reach as opposed to more movies or something else to expand the brand? Why a park? Why a park now and why a park just in general?
Amanda, do you have any thoughts?
Yeah. Well, obviously.
Talk on your mic.
Oh, well, I mean, if they're investing into this park, this is a long-term thing. Just like the movies are a long-term,
Sure.
but it builds hype to compare to both. As a child, you always want to, you can live someplace else in the U.S. and be like, all I want to do is go to Disneyland. You can live almost anywhere in the world and want to go to Disneyland.
Okay.
So now you're going to go to this park. Say you've never seen Star Wars before. You go into this park. Now you want to watch all of the Star Wars stuff. So it's kind of like...
So it's for okay.
It's like a longevity in my mind.
Okay, if we're looking at the Venn diagram of Star Wars fans and Disney fans, it's like that small sliver that isn't yet a fan of Star Wars.
Sure.
That'll capture them.
But
Okay.
you're capturing a younger audience. Like think
I
of
could
as
see
a,
that
as a
too.
child, you're walking in and you see this miraculous park. Like I kind of wonder at Universal Studios in Florida, like people that have never really gotten into Harry Potter, but they walk through the
Sure.
Harry Potter world.
Oh,
and they
that's a good point,
Instantly
too.
are interested in wanting
Sure.
to do it more.
So I think two things there is great. So yeah, you could have a 3-year-old that the people are like, I don't know if he's ready for Star Wars, but he's ready for Disneyland, and now
Yeah.
he's going to the Star Wars park. Be like, oh, this is awesome. And then, or like a 3-year-old version of that. And then being like, yeah, we want to watch this.
Yeah.
Or do you have a point?
Yeah,
Yeah, what are you
essentially, it's kind of tied to that. I
Yeah.
think Disney still understands the value of the feeling. You know, having something that is what's that word?
You can touch
Visceral.
it, use it.
Yeah, visceral,
Visceral.
like palpable with your face, kind of deal. Like what?
Immersive, I guess you were
Yeah,
saying.
immersive. So there's something
Tangible?
Something
Do you mean
different-
tangible?
I think it's not palpable. I feel like
Yeah, he's
that's
not eating
the
it.
one
Excuse me,
word.
I'm a
that it's
writer. I know words.
Oh boy. Oh
I
boy.
wouldn't tell people that.
Yeah, I guess that's bad.
not. Sure, there's something about being able to touch.
Yeah, no, there's the idea of being immersed in it, and it's different than being
Or taste.
around it. like feeling like you're in that world. When I go to Disneyland, when I do that Indiana Jones ride,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in Indiana Jones.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
you
get
feel
hit
fire.
by the darts and I'm dying
Sure.
and I love it. And I think that is more impactful than watching any of the movies to me. Like,
Yeah.
I think riding that ride after that, I was like, Indiana Jones everywhere.
For those of you listening to the audio podcast, Brandon just had a stroke. Is that what
Oh.
happened?
Yeah, I'd have a stroke for Indy.
Sure,
doesn't?
sure. All right, I like that idea that it's more tangible and everything because
Yeah.
Star Wars is like one of the few universes that exists where it'd be super cool just to be like a grocery bagger, just to be like just like an accountant. I feel so sorry if you're an accountant and I just insulted you, but to
They
be
make
just
more
a
money than you
normal
do. They're
person,
not
you don't
worried.
need to be a hero in the Star Wars universe
a
to
lot of
like.
the side characters' lives are pretty miserable.
Yeah, but it's still cool. I think it's cool.
I mean,
a lot
it's
of people's
not-
lives
I
are
mean,
miserable.
You know, I'm just gonna say, I think it'd be really cool to be a millionaire living in our time.
As opposed to a poor person living in Star Wars. Well, what do you know, Amanda?
Well, no, I mean, still, it would be pretty cool to live in that world.
Sure.
Don't get me wrong. but I
Deduction
wouldn't-
from Amanda.
I would
Yeah.
not. I would not take any role. I guess is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I would want to actually have like. I would want to be a Jedi. I would want to be.
You don't want to be a moisture farmer, is what you're saying.
No.
Your midichlorian count is too low to be a Jedi.
That's true.
My metachlorian count is higher than yours, bitch.
We did test that.
We
had to test it for this
test
podcast.
it.
Everybody on this podcast has to get
Yeah.
their midichlorians
We had to pee in a
checked.
cup. It was awkward.
No, we just made you do that. Nobody else had to pee in a cup.
By the way, you have some other things we should talk about.
Yeah, we set that into a lab.
Yeah.
Amanda brought up an interesting point, which is Harry Potter. I think that's a big part of why they're doing this now. I think Harry Potter scared them. Like, they made the bid for Harry Potter to try to get it, and then Universal ended up
Yeah.
winning out.
I love Harry
And
Potter.
I think it's really affected their attendance in Florida. And now that it's coming out here, they really want something to fight back. And I think they're kind of overdoing it. Like, I think they're doing Star Wars here, and like, well, we'll throw $1 billion at Star Wars. And then in Florida, they're like, we're going to do an Avatar land. They're like, why do you do with Avatar? It's better than Harry Potter. They're blue.
Doing an Avatar land?
Yeah, they're
You're
going to
doing
do Avatar
amazing
and
Alan Horn
Harry Potter.
impersonation. It's impeccable.
Thank you. I
Bob
know.
Iger, Alan Horn. Both.
What are those people?
Iger's the
There we go.
the big
Avatar
guy.
land sounds boring.
Yeah, well, good. It should, because we're on a Star Wars podcast.
Yeah, Star Wars is the best.
Yeah.
I like Avatar.
I have a more cynical
like
answer for
Avatar,
that.
just-
Okay.
And I think that it's you're selling things year round. Like a movie's only going to make money really like at one like in the basically the month like in which it comes out.
Sure.
It'll make money then. But if every kid who goes through say the Millennium Falcon ride comes out the other side and there's a gift shop there, you're going to make a ton more money doing that, like just having that park open 24/7 or every day of the year
Yeah.
than you will with a movie. So you might spend, an amount of money making an IP, that they can sell, but then they're selling it actually in the park.
You could probably buy the
Sure,
movies at
sure.
the park
And
too.
instead of
They're monetizing it.
yeah, constantly too. That makes sense.
Exactly.
And merchandising, which is like the driving force behind Star Wars. It was
Yeah.
like the first really big merchandised movie.
I don't think they're going to abandon that model.
I mean,
Yeah, right.
I don't think you're gambling on this $1 billion. I also think that that's a big reason why they're investing so much money. I
What?
think that
What
it's
is
a
the
pretty
reason? Oh,
safe
merchandise.
bet.
Oh, for sure.
That they're going to
Yeah,
continue to
yeah.
make money and keep flowing. And I don't think that that's like a big concern
Yeah.
because $1 billion.
They didn't do this with Bolt.
Sure.
Like, it's
I also
Star
don't
Wars.
think they're spending just $1 billion on like they're doing a whole bunch of stuff in the parks, but I know that's all $1 billion. And I bet Star Wars though is probably going to get at least half of it.
Oh,
if
yeah.
not,
Yeah.
if not
they
more.
should make that amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I want them to spend all the money there. Like, oh no, Mickey doesn't get a new suit. That's okay if we get like a baby Wookiee or something running around the park.
What?
No, I agree. If we can get a
Oh, they
baby
don't-
Wookiee, I didn't hear the first part.
Like,
but
they don't
it
have
ended
enough-
with baby Wookiee, which sounds wonderful.
Did you mean they don't have enough money to make a full Wookiee suit, so they're going to make a baby Wookiee suit? Is that what you were saying?
I would buy baby Wookiees.
I would
like
give
if
up
I
my
got
job.
a little infant. You would give up your job to be a baby Wookiee?
Yeah, run around Star Wars Park as a baby Wookiee. Yeah,
I don't think you get paid very well. I would suggest.
But I would get
probably
the
no.
joy of scaring children or something.
How tall are you?
Scaring
How tall are you?
I'm like
You can
6'3".
Okay. That
Cool.
that seems about baby Wookiee actually.
Sure.
What are Wookiees?
Certainly
They're like 7
adolescent.
feet. Sure.
I'm not
That's
6'3".
baby Wookiee.
I'm like Wookiee size.
Yeah, you're baby. You need to be
Baby
baby
Wookiee
Wookiee
size.
size. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So that could work.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm okay with that. So
and I got a great Wookiee impression.
was that it?
Yeah, today was that.
Oh. Yeah, it was
It's a
really
baby
good, Brandon.
Wookiee, so it has a little bit more
Oh,
gargly.
okay, got it. It's gargle
develop-
hasn't dropped yet.
It's like mother's breast milk still in the back of my throat.
Oh.
God damn it. Take away another point. Can you
Yep.
take away a point,
Negative
Kevin?
2.
That's
God
the thing that
damn
babies
it.
have is they have.
What? But
What?
why bring it up on a podcast just right now?
Because I like to detail things.
Okay. Anyway, so
He's a writer.
Disney made 2 big acquisitions, not just Star Wars, but I know this might be news to some of you, but Marvel. They also bought Marvel. Why are we seeing a Star Wars park and not a Marvel park? Well, that stumped you guys.
Do you want the logistical answer?
I mean,
for
I
that?
can go with.
Sure, give me the logistical answer.
Sorry,
Sure.
this is like again, feelings
Let's
are great
just
and
start
everything,
with the
but this is
boring
the
answer.
legal answer.
Okay.
Give me the leagues.
Yeah. So the legal answer is that in the early '90s, Marvel sold.
Oh my God, this is boring. I'm already
Okay.
bored. No, continue.
started with
Iron Man.
Continue.
Sorry, here,
Okay.
no, Matt. I'll make it work.
Okay.
I'll make it work.
Just don't do dates.
So Iron Man was down on his luck in the early '90s. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So he was trying to find work, and he decided to work for Universal Studios, making attractions for them. Okay. And he signed a very, very restrictive contract that he would not make theme park rides for anyone else but Universal. So Tony Stark and Iron Man, the same person, are basically
Spoiler.
under contract to work for Universal, almost at the end of time for theme park rides.
Is that the real reason?
Well, then how come
Is
you
it
don't
just Iron
see
Man?
more? Universal
Well-
isn't jumping on making more Marvel rides.
I don't think they can make anything more. I think it's like everything
So
they've
it's just
made
basically
is
like dead.
Sure. So
like
if-
any
if-
new characters. Like they can't use any
Yeah.
designs from the movie, so it's like they'd have to use the comic book designs.
Yeah.
So
And
like, but
nobody
that's not
recognizes
sellable or saleable.
Well,
to,
I know in Hong Kong Disney,
They have an Iron Man
they
ride,
do have an
yeah.
Iron Man,
but I
thing
think
coming out.
it's in the U.S. I think that's
Got
where.
it,
So
got
it's
it.
like their 2 biggest parks. So they can't do it in Universal
build something
Studios, Hollywood,
Florida
or
and-
Orlando.
oh, okay. That
Yeah.
is a bummer.
Okay, so for that,
way to
emotional
just
stuff
kill
aside.
that question, Kevin. Yeah, but what are you saying?
Okay, so there's a couple ways this could go.
Well, Disney has the money, I'm assuming,
yeah.
to buy some of that. I don't know if Universal would want to give it up,
Yeah.
but
they
yeah.
have it over their head.
Yeah.
I-
And it is a theme park
I
competitor.
think also
Yeah.
Star Wars as an entity is very much this is solely Star Wars. You can look at a Star Wars thing and pretty much attach it to it. But superheroes, there's just more, where it can spread out. Like, especially as a young kid, you don't understand the divisions between Marvel and whatever.
what about the
So you
divisions
can see something
between-
about Spider-Man and be like, Spider-Man's awesome, and then all of a sudden attached to Batman, and then your visions kind
But
of...
what about Star Wars attaching to sci-fi? Like Star
Yeah.
Wars and Tomorrowland kind of bleed.
Well, nobody knows what Tomorrowland is.
Tomorrowland's where Star
the land of
Tours and
tomorrow.
Space Mountain are.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I understand what you're saying. That,
I think-
it is what. What do you
So
think?
if you're talking, I think it speaks to what you were saying earlier. This is the answer I want to give, Matt.
Oh,
This
okay.
is the one in my heart.
Got it.
Is what you're talking about, where there's Harry Potter Land, which is a world you're being immersed
Yeah.
into. Where superheroes, the great part about them is that they live in our world and are
Yeah.
extraordinary. Whereas Star Wars, it's all about it's a lot of regular people
Sure.
in an extraordinary world.
That makes sense.
And I think that's what's the coolest part is you can be an ordinary person and walk around in this amazing world, and that's what something only Disney or Universal can give to you is
Yeah.
like, we're going to build this world for you and you can come live in it.
Where I guess we already have the equivalent of a superhero world, and it's Six Flags, and all they do is they build a roller coaster, slap Batman's name on it, and they're like, "You're done. It's done. It's the Batman land. It's a roller
Yep.
coaster."
They kill your parents
Batman
before you
Land.
get on the ride, though.
Yeah, that's how they make it immersive. That's how
Yeah.
they build a world. Yeah. All right, that makes sense. All right, that's about all the time we have for podcasts. I know, Bruce, by where are you pointing at?
Well, did you have one point?
Did you have a point,
Or are you
Amanda?
just groaning?
Well, both.
Amanda,
I
final
didn't want it
comment.
to end.
We have time.
but
We have time
I
for
didn't
one
want it
more
to end,
point. Amanda,
but I was
close
just
us
gonna
out.
say that I think that it just is too divided when you have so many superheroes that it couldn't be like a one cohesive. It wouldn't feel as cohesive because you're gonna have Iron Man
Sure.
world, like all the different
Because they
worlds
all
and-
have their own contained universes.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're
Within it.
building a superhero multiverse instead of just a Star Wars galaxy.
right.
Did I sum it up nicely?
You got it.
That's
All right.
exactly what I meant.
Okay.
I'm
That's
gonna give
about
it to you.
All the time we have then. Can I get a point for it?
Nope.
All right. I tried.
You
Yeah,
still
we're so
didn't
tied.
lose.
All right.
No, you're at -2.
For the final score, Kevin? What do we have?
So Amanda and Kevin tied at 0.
Okay.
I'm going to give it to
Winning.
Amanda for the
Winning.
win.
Winning.
Matt's at -1.
All right.
Brandon, coming up the rear, -2.
Okay.
Wait,
well,
so I really got a negative point for
Yeah,
Wookiee breast milk?
I feel like
Yes.
there's no way to get positive points.
We
in
don't
this
know if
game.
they're mammals.
It's only negative. All
First
right,
of all-
everybody. That's all the time we have. Third time I'm saying it for the JKA podcast. Brought to you by JKAgear.com. Today on the podcast we had Macalupo. You can follow me on Twitter at @Macalupo.
And Amanda Ulrich, you can follow me at SoAmped33.
I'm Brandon Winfrey, and you can follow me at @BWinfrey, and I deserve a point.
All right,
you remember
comment,
their name?
plugging
comment
yourself
if you
correct.
think Brandon deserves a point.
All right. And
Or
I'm Kevin
more
Burke.
negative.
You can follow me at Kevin with a Kevin.
All right, that's it. We're out.
Woo! 3, 2, 1.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching that episode of You Guys Just Left Me Hanging.
I thought,
Wanna
you,
count
I
us down
thought you
again?
were hand-
3, 2, 1.
Hey, everybody! Thanks for watching. Thanks, guys. That means a lot. Thanks for watching I forgot what we were watching.
Wow.
God. Well, I got distracted now. One more time.
Great. This will cut together perfectly. All right.
I'm gonna fix my hair.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, everyone. Thanks for watching that episode of the JKA Podcast, brought to you by JKAgear.com. Go check it out for all your sweet Star Wars swag. Today on the podcast, we had Matt Gallupo, and you can follow me at Matt Gallupo on Twitter.
And Amanda Ulrich, you can follow me at SoAmp33 on Twitter.
B Winfrey, you can follow me at BWinfrey. My name's Brandon Winfrey.
I'm Kevin Burke. You can follow me at Kevin with a Kevin.
All right. Thanks, guys. This is a weekly podcast, so come check it out. Subscribe for more sweet podcasting stuff. And if we made any mistakes in this podcast in relation to Star Wars, I know we made a lot of other mistakes, but in relation to Star Wars, call us out on it, and we'll punish the person next podcast.
Look, I got
You better
homework.
believe
Something
it.
like that.
Let's eat her head.
All right, that's
all
it.
the
We're
time we
out.
got.